news and sports radio station with 90.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. It's 14 past 3 p.m. and the conversation is officially started. From now till about 7, we keep it going. I hope you've had a fine day today. Considering you deserve you deserve a standing ovation. You do. You deserve a medal of honor. I mean, for the simple reason that you're Nigerian and you're living in this country, and some way, somehow, you're surviving, irrespective of what your social or economic status might be. I mean, you're surviving still. You're an MVP. You're one of the resilient ones. You definitely are. Now, I feel like if there were to be a cataclysmic event, of incredible proportions that could wipe out, existence on Earth, I'm sure that Nigerians will be some of those who are going to survive the most. Yeah, the kind of event that wiped out dinosaurs, if you believe that, of course, the kind of stuff that wiped out dinosaurs from the surface of the Earth, if it were ever to happen again or something of that nature, I think Nigerians would be some of the most people who would survive the world over. Really, it's remarkable indeed. Anyways, welcome once again. And from now till about 7, we keep the conversation going, definitely. A few things on the agenda today. Let's take a look at those. So I've got the traditional side comments coming up shortly, random stories and thoughts on those. And then I have, which by the way, once again, would not be discussed now. It doesn't matter on the whatever guys who bring it up. It would not be discussed now until after the major news at 6 p.m. during the open season segment. And then, let's see what next. Then I have a rant as well. Something in my mind of expressing some thought on it, and you're welcome to express your thoughts in mine till 4 p.m. Now, 4 features the business news, and guess what? Surprise, surprise, joblessness high in Rivers State. Yes, indeed, it's quite high in Rivers State. And it's a huge shock. Not only Rivers State, by the way, but we're going to be focusing on Rivers State for very simple, obvious reasons, I suppose. Don't need to explain that. I'm sure you've deciphered that already. And it has nothing to do with being sponsored by the opposition, just to mention that. All right, so let's see. I'm surprised because you would think that all the projects going on would have, had a humongous effect as far as job creation in the state is concerned, but alas, it appears that is not the case. Well, the story here from the Premium Times is captioned, Unemployment, Imo, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, still Nigeria's worst cases. Now, here's the story, or part of it. Imo State had the highest percentage of unemployed people in Nigeria in the fourth quarter of 2020. National Bureau of Statistics was followed by Adamawa and Cross River states. The 3 states recorded 56.6%, 54.9%, and 53.7% unemployment rates respectively. Yobe, Akwa Ibom, and Rivers completed the top 6. Yeah, go Rivers, go Rivers, go Rivers. All right, top 6. At more than half the total number of the economically active populations, the rates reveal a shocking degree of unemployment in a country that suffered 2 recessions in the last 5 years. And they also show that growth and improvement in people-centered policies. Now, this particular paragraph is very key. They also show that growth and improvement in people-centered policies at the sub-national level of government have been mostly insignificant. I'm not sure there's a better word that might describe that situation. Insignificant. Now, Imo led the pack in the second quarter with Akwa Ibom and Rivers following. Their rates then were much lower at 48.7, 45.2 and 43.7% respectively. Trailing the 3 states at that time were Delta, Kaduna and Taraba. While Kaduna, Delta and Taraba improved by the fourth quarter, Imo, Akwa Ibom and Rivers remained in the top 6, joined this time by Adamawa, Cross River and Yobe. Now, the states where the lowest rates were Osun, Benue and Zamfara. They recorded 11.66%, 11.98% and 12.99% respectively. So there you have it. River State, with other states, of course, Imo, Akwa Ibom, and three others in the top six as far as unemployment rates in the country is concerned. So I'd like to ask the question. I mean, I'm sure you figured that one out already. Is the River State government doing enough to create jobs? You know, with all the projects and flyovers all over the place. Is the River State government doing enough to create jobs, and what impact is the high unemployment rate having on the state? I'd like to get your take on that in the 4 o'clock hour. That takes us to 5. At 5, let's see. The federal government can't secure all schools. I mean, I didn't say that. The federal government is the one that's saying that. Well, story here in the Punch newspaper. Be vigilant. We can't secure all schools. Federal government tells parents, others. Yeah. Be vigilant. Threat to the nearest agency. In the interview, the minister was asked what government was doing to protect schools from incessant attacks by bandits. And he responded, quote, "Eternal vigilance is the price for security. Every nation is always concerned about the consciousness of its people. The federal government cannot secure every house. Everybody needs to be vigilant. We have passed this message to all our schools so that anywhere they are, if there is any threat, they know the nearest security agency to contact." So there you have it. Be vigilant. We can't secure our schools. Federal government tells parents and others. I'd like a perspective on this. Is the government's position accurate, appropriate in your estimation, or might it be a ploy to absolve itself of responsibility for abduction of students that's happened so far? And who knows? Not trying to be the bearer of bad news or prophet of doom. Kidnappings or abductions that may happen in the future. Emphasis on may. Hopefully they don't happen. But then again, these things have been known to happen. So, is government's position appropriate in this scenario? Or once again, is it trying to absolve itself of responsibility? That comes up in the 5 o'clock hour after the news update. Headlines 5:30, major news at 6 p.m. and open season afterwards. The sports game will be in by 7. Hold on, just a moment. Today is Tuesday after all. Today's Tuesday. Might be Champions League night, I suppose. Yep, it is Champions League night today. Round of 16 matches. Manchester City at home to Borussia Mönchengladbach, and also Real Madrid are hosting Atalanta. Both games 9 p.m. So I suppose the sports camp will be in by 9 p.m. For extra time. Catch all the action, analysis, and predictions with the gang at about 9. So Let's Talk comes up by 7 p.m. then. Alright, so there you have it. That's the show today. Any changes you will find out, simply stay tuned. But we keep things flowing right now with some side comments. Some good news, I suppose, from the River State government. I do confess, I was going to have a conversation on the show today, and I was typing it up already. I was typing up that topic already. It wasn't a rant. It was supposed to be part of my one of my discussions slated for today's edition of the show. I mean, the COVID-19 vaccines arrived to River State. I think that was on the 10th, if I'm not wrong. I think that was on the 10th. Just a moment. We have a calendar here. Where are you? Okay, I can't find that right now, but okay, here we are. Okay, I got one here. Yeah, on the 10th, Wednesday, 10th, March 10. Yeah, and it's a week today. It's a week today since the vaccines, 150,000 doses of the AstraZeneca COVID vaccines were delivered to River State, and before today there had been no word, and I kept checking, by the way, even tried to check from Ministry of Health officials, but of course there was no response or word from them. I kept checking to be sure that the River State government had released some kind of strategy, some kind of plan as to how it was going to roll out or administer the vaccines. But for days, mum was the word. It was a deafening silence from the ministry. So it was going to be a discussion I was going to have today. Then, as I typed, I decided to check one final time, and I realized that there was an event today. Yes, there was. So on the news, Governor Eson Wike was absent as Rivers State flagged off its COVID-19 vaccination today. He was, however, represented by Deputy Governor Ipalibo Harry Banigan, who was vaccinated during the brief ceremony at Government House in Port Harcourt. Now, speaking on the governor's behalf, Deputy Governor said the Wike-led administration has demonstrated sufficient commitment in the fight against COVID-19 to ensure the safety of the life of citizens. He assured that the AstraZeneca vaccine has been authorized by the WHO and said the first phase of the vaccination is for the health workers and top functionaries. Let's hear what Her Gracefulness, the Deputy Governor, had to say about this situation. As March 16, where is it? March 16, 21. It's not here. All right. Anyways, on his part, State Commissioner for Health, Prince Chike, who was also vaccinated during the event, said the state received 150,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Professor Chike also explained that the choice of the AstraZeneca vaccine was a result of our environment, and the vaccination is not compulsory. Nope, not compulsory at all. Do we have that one? Let's see, 1621, 1621. No, I don't have it yet. Anyway, meanwhile, State Chairman of the PDP, Desmond Akawan, who also got vaccinated, said he took the vaccine because he believed that it has undergone proper laboratory examination before it was certified for use. Alright, so let's see, do I have that one? Absolutely no. Alright. Our correspondent reports that the others who were vaccinated include State Commissioner for Energy and Natural Resources Peter Mide, State Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice Jake Dago. River State has 6,813 positive COVID-19 cases and over 132,000 PCR tests. So it's good. It's good. It's good that at least there is some strategy, you know. It's good, and that it's been explained, even though the strategy is let's see, where is it again? First phase of the vaccination is for health workers and top functionaries. I mean, I totally get the health workers part. I mean, they need to get vaccinated, but I don't quite understand the top functionaries part really. I mean, clearly, people with structure and who are on ground are definitely going to get vaccinated before the rest of us. Know that, I mean, I'm not under any delusion or illusion that was not going to be the case. But at least we can do it in such a way that we can even bring in some of the masses also. Some of the masses. Like that billionaire guy that does those very funny skits on YouTube and Instagram, I suppose. You know, some of the poor masses who cannot afford to go to the upper echelon. At least we could have done something to help them. I mean, even if it's just a facade, create the impression that we are helping the poor masses. Those who, once again, don't have access to the upper echelon. At least, you know, something. You know, we'll pick 5 market women from 5 different major markets. We'll pick artisans. We'll pick, you know, they have associations. We'll pick some of them. We'll pick transport workers. You know, just and besides, and it's not just for the fun of picking the poor masses who can get to the upper echelon. It's also about optics. Optics is good, and I'm speaking positively, contextually in this case. And that is, you need the people to buy into this as well. So it's not enough that, you know, the what do they call them again? It's not enough that the top functionaries are getting it. No, people should also see that other persons like themselves are also getting vaccinated. It builds confidence in the vaccination process. And government should be concerned, even though it's not compulsory, government should be concerned about the populace buying into it, so that when the vaccines become more available, more people are going to easily want to get vaccinated. All right? So it's good that health workers and top functionaries are getting vaccinated, but let's, if it pleases your excellencies, let's also include some poor masses. Let's include some poor masses as well. who cannot get to the upper echelon. And some good news. We could all do with some good news. I mean, it's not very often that we do come across some good news in the country. But finally, the kidnapped University Port Harcourt lecturer Dr. Jones Oyuwa has been freed after 3 weeks in captivity. Our correspondent who visited his home reports that there was singing and dancing over his return, with friends and family members gathered to thank God for his safe return. And some Uniport students spoke on the release of Dr. Jones Oyuwa after 21 days in captivity. Dr. Oyuwa was abducted February 21 on his way from a Bible translation meeting. The traditional ruler of Ikuru town in Andoni local government area, Aaron Ikuru, was also abducted that same day from his palace in Ikuru town. There's been no news of his release. Yesterday, the police spokesperson in Rivers State, Nnamdi Moni, said they are doing everything possible to secure his release. And here's what he had to say on the matter. Okay, here we are.
Our greatest challenge is that of the rescue of these two personalities from Andoni. Ensure the release of the two personalities kidnapped from Andoni. We are working tirelessly. We are not sleeping. Men of the anti-kidnapping unit, all the tactical units have been working round the clock in synergy with other security agencies. We've been combing the creeks to ensure that they are released in record time. We are trying to deploy tact and diplomacy in getting them released. We do not want to really get them out, through force of firearm.
Just a quick question for the police spokesman. Does it include ransom payments, by the way? Just asking. I'm sure the good people of Rivers State and even people beyond would like to know as well. And also to the is Honorable CPNS, CP Booker Friday of Rivers State, aka the versatile one. The good people of Rivers State are still waiting to find out the situation with the police officer or officers of the so-called allegedly now banned ICRAC team. Those alleged crackheads recently extorted or stole, it was armed robbery really, reportedly from some Uniport student, and one of them forgot his phone. And reportedly investigation is going on. The good people of Rivers State have not forgotten. We have lost our brooms actually, so we can't even afford to sweep it under the carpet if we wanted to, because such as we may, we simply cannot find those brooms again. So we'd like to know the result of this investigation of those crackheads who reportedly robbed this Uniport student, took him to an ATM to withdraw cash for them on the threat that he would be shot or something like that, So we're still waiting. The good people of Rivers State are still waiting to hear the outcome of the investigation. Let's see, did anything else catch my attention today? Alright, I think it might be wrapping up today's side comment. I am pressed for time. But finally, Michael Pasti, as the self-appointed Senior Special Advisor to the Rivers State Governor, reminding His Excellency of critical matters. Your Excellency, sir, if I may, teachers in demonstration schools in Rivers State for about 5 years have not been paid their salaries. I know, Your Excellency, they came to radio. They came to talk on radio. Your Excellency, they are sorry. They didn't know. Some reports have it that they didn't know what they were doing. And from what Your Excellency has said recently, you don't like it when people go to radio. But Your Excellency, to err is human. To err is human. To forgive is divine. And Your Excellency, you are a man of God. The Spirit of God lives in you. So look upon them with mercy. Yes, they came to radio. I don't know why they came to radio, sir. I don't know these people, Your Excellency. When we are telling them, they will not listen. When we are telling them, they will not listen. They came to radio. They came on this radio station. I don't know why they came, Your Excellency. They came on radio. But the deed has been done. They cannot undo their coming to radio. So, Your Excellency, you will pardon them. You will pardon them, Your Excellency, and you will pay them, because there's a court order also mandating that you should pay them. So, Your Excellency, pay them, forgive them. You are their father. Children, sometimes they misbehave, they go to radio to talk about issues that they should not talk about on radio. So let's pay them, Your Excellency. Let's pay them. 5 years is a long time. Yeah, they should get paid. Also, let's fix education in Rivers State, Your Excellency. It's a very important matter. Education is everything. It's everything. It's what's going to take this state to the next level. Flyovers can take us a few feet in the air, but we're going to descend eventually. Education ensures that we keep on going up and will take us into the future, to a future where physical bridges may even no longer be needed anymore, and when we'll have flying cars. Education will take us there. Let's fix education, Your Excellency. Let's fix it, especially basic education in Rivers State. It's quite alarming, the situation at the moment. So let's fix it. All right, I saw something on WhatsApp just now, which I'm not going to read. But thank you very much for this. I hope the person who dropped this is an artist, by the way. All right, but feel free to use the line in your next hit single. All right, so that's it for today's side comment. I go on a break. When I return, the rant comes up. Please stay with us.
We give the facts.
News entirely.
We give the evidence. Just to keep you informed.
News, weather.
I get my information top of the hour every hour.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Are you running late and can't make it down to our Room OC office to book your commercials? Don't worry, because you can take advantage of our marketing office inside Port Harcourt to book your commercials. It is located at Shop 9 Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIRS Stadium Road, Port Harcourt. You can also call our sales rep on 0817 001 8162. That's 0817 001 8162.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Dio.
Hello, welcome back to the Hard Facts in 91.3 Nigeria Info and here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. I'd like to rant for just a bit. I've got something in my mind. I'm expressing some thoughts on it, and you're welcome to express your thoughts and my thoughts all the way till 4 p.m. So, due to after extensive research, the kind of research that maybe should earn someone, I don't know, like a Nobel Prize in something, a Nobel Prize in anything really. Or a Nobel Prize in research, if there's something like that, or a Nobel Prize in extensive research. So after extensive research, I have come to the conclusion that there are two expressions now, that mean something not so obvious in Nigeria, and I think I should write an application to the likes of Oxford, Cambridge, the dictionaries and other such dictionaries to include this in the definition of these expressions or these words, as the case may be. The first word is doctored. The second is an expression quoted out of context. Doctored, the word doctored and expression quoted out of context means, especially as it has to do with governance, has a totally different meaning at this time. And this was all the result of extensive research conducted by my humble self. Feel free to applaud me and stand in awe at my awesome greatness. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's God that did it. So as I was saying, after this extensive research and failure, embarrassing, messing up, not doing your job, not understanding your job, not knowing what you are supposed to know, and every other such term or expression is what they mean these days. Because whenever it is that governments, agencies of government, or individuals in government in Nigeria fail woefully at a task that may have even been considered quite elementary, the go-to excuse these days is either they have been quoted out of context, or that the evidence showcasing their failure has been doctored, as the case may be. And there is a very recent example. There's very many examples these days, really. I mean, we can't forget the Monguno situation, the NSA, that is. But even more recently, the Honorable Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps. Here's a story here in the Premium Times, captioned, "Why I Stopped Presentation of Petition During Plenary, Deputy Speaker." Here's the background. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps, Idris Wase, said his decision to prevent a member of the House, Mark Billa, from laying a petition last Thursday was strictly based on rules of parliamentary procedures. Deputy Speaker disclosed this in a statement by his media aide, Umar Puma, on Monday. Mr. Wase was reacting to a trending video showing him preventing Mr. Billa from laying a petition while he, Wase, was presiding during plenary session. Apparently, Femi Gbajabiamila, the speaker, was not available. Now, Mr. Billa, who represents Gwere East, Gwere West constituency in Benue State, was presenting a petition by a social cultural association based in the United States, but was disallowed from doing so by the deputy speaker. The lawmaker explained the synopsis of the petition, that some indigents of his state had been sacked from their ancestral lands. The video had since been trending, with many Nigerians criticizing the deputy speaker for not allowing Nigerians in diaspora to air their views. And in case you've never heard it before, here is what transpired between Honorable Billa and the deputy speaker, Idris Wase.
Colleagues, Mark Tese Billa, representing Gwe East, Gwe West Federal Constituency, against the federal government of Nigeria. And the issue has to do with the ancestral land of the Tiv people that seem to have been possessed in recent times through various attacks, and the fact that they are languishing in IDP camps till date without any intervention. With your kind permission, Mr. Speaker, I want to lay this petition before this honorable House.
Did you say thieves in America?
The petition is from the Mutual Union of Tiv People in America. Yes, there's a very...
If they're in America, could they really be an interested party here? Do they really know what is exactly going on?
Okay, yes, they do, because they have their family members and their people here with them, and they are, as a pressure group, bringing this petition because they believe that they are also stakeholders.
Mr. Bagbila, I don't want to make a blanket statement regarding those who are in diaspora. If this petition from those who are within the, that's a very good standing.
No,
but these people living in America and then coming to lodge, now.
No, there are Nigerians who are not all resident there. Some of them are just studying. Lawyers in other states who are from another.
Register with the Corporate Affairs of Nigeria.
Sorry?
Register with the Corporate Affairs of Nigeria.
Which one? The association I'm talking about?
Yes, all associations are registered with Corporate Affairs of Nigeria.
We can also begin to look at the fact that our Constitution, Section 40, does not stop any of us from freedom of association.
I'm not saying that. I'm not stopping that, but I'm saying if they are Nigerians and living in Nigeria are bringing issues, I agree. But somebody in America who is far away in this country,
Mr. Speaker, this is not the first time we have presented petitions, even from those who are not.
Saying issues in Nigeria, I'm not convinced.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, would you allow for the relevant committee to also look at it?
First, when you read the clause says, with the permission of the Speaker, it means that the Speaker is convinced of the issues raised and the local standing of the person talking.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, you know we have a diaspora department, even as a country, that handles issues with Nigerians in the diaspora. And we do not tell them that they are not residents in Nigeria. Abike Dabri, a very right honorable member of this House, superintends over that, and we handle the issues of Nigerians as long as they are Nigerian citizens, even in diaspora. So these are still Nigerian citizens with Nigerian passports who are sending a petition.
Maybe Magbila, I will refer you to the functions of the Committee on Diaspora. If you go through that one, it has nothing relevant to what you are now presenting.
No, I'm not even talking about the committee. I'm saying
no, you are referring me to so that I will understand. Yes, we agree. That even in the House here we have diaspora committee.
Your concern seems
that
to
is
be
for
that.
Excuse me. That is for them if they have issues, for us to solve it for them. But out there, at their own comfort, I think they are not. They don't have this. The position.
So why do we bother about Nigerians in the diaspora then? Because why do we bother? Because we have a diaspora commission.
Please, I will not allow that petition. I will not allow that petition to take
Honorable Magbila, be guided.
Please.
Honorable Magbila, be guided.
I'm not convinced that we need to take that petition. Thank you.
Whip.
Take
Honorable Magbila, be guided.
About what, Whip, sir?
Thank you. Take your seat, please.
All right. Honorable Bila should be guided. It should be guided. But it's very sad and unfortunate indeed, the position of the Deputy Speaker of Nigerians in diaspora. What he literally was saying is that Nigerians in diaspora do not have a say as regards what happens within the country, even if those things that are happening may be affecting them directly or maybe more indirectly, because these Nigerians in diaspora definitely may have investment here in those places they're talking about. And beyond that, they have family members, they have relatives, they have friends, they have acquaintances, they may have employees as well. And definitely what happens in their home states, in their localities, does affect them and should concern them, and they're expressing that concern. But according to this honorableness, the Deputy Speaker, Idris Wase, for the simple fact that they are overseas in the US, they have no local standing to express their positions on or raise issues concerning what happens here on the home scene. And of course, understandably, he got a lot of backlash online because of this video. And yes indeed, the honorableness has come out to defend himself. Now, Mr. Wase said the House could not grant him the leave to present the petition, quote, because the petitioners were faceless and based outside the shores of Nigeria. Now, this is where it got interesting. Explaining his action further on Monday, the Deputy Speaker alleged that the reports in circulation had been, quote, doctored. Yep, it had been doctored, slanted, and bent to give political and ethnic coloration to an event that was otherwise strictly based on parliamentary procedures. What parliamentary procedures? As Honorable Bila rightly mentioned, petitions from Nigerians in diaspora or outside the country have at different times been submitted before the House, before the National Assembly, and these matters had been attended to. So what parliamentary procedure was he talking about? And what exactly was doctored here? Is His Honorableness, the Deputy Speaker, saying that the person we all saw in the video is not him, or that the words we heard him speak did not come from his mouth? It was from some other person's mouth, and it was made to look as if it was coming from his own mouth. So what exactly was doctored here? It's exasperating, really exasperating when you think about it, that when Nigerian leaders goof tremendously, as they are very, very commonly known to do, the go-to excuse is that either something has been doctored or they have been quoted out of context. Because we have the video, the audio is there for everyone to see and watch. It's obvious what he was saying, and it's very sad and unfortunate indeed. Well, I'd like to also refer His Honorableness to the Diaspora Committee and other relevant committees as well to get an education. We're all learning every day, to get an education on what Nigerians in diaspora means and what their rights are, even though they are in diaspora. And also, it will be good for honorables and excellencies to stop blaming everything on information being doctored or then being quoted out of context whenever they have goofed tremendously, as they commonly do. On that note, I end my round. Thanks for listening. Hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts? Let's hear it. 0817-923-0002 or 0003, 0817-923-0007 or 000. Now we're live on Twitter, Nigerian for PH. WhatsApp on 0809-030-6416. Hello, how's right to welcome? Alright, go ahead.
I'm Noble. My name.
Go ahead.
Just, when this Kenyan issue happening, it sometimes it just be like politicians that know what they are doing, those in power. But does it mean that Nigerian and a Nigerian person who is in diaspora is going to get Nigeria? I remember what happened towards in South Africa. This to their own speaking.
No, great to hear from you. Hello, how's right to welcome?
Dayo.
Alright, go ahead. You're welcome, go on.
Dayo, the guy there, when the senator is talking, someone you are talking, the guy there by your statement. That is very unfortunate that a speaker, in fact, a deputy speaker in this country, in fact, even someone that don't have any parental experience can able to allow this person, this petitioner to be here. Because this is how much every year they should meet this Nigerian diaspora that they remitting money to federal government every year. So they can have money, but they don't have any say. They don't have any. They cannot talk about anything like in this country, but they are there to collect their money. I think the speaker should just come. The deputy speaker should just come and apologize immediately. Apologize to Nigeria because I can't believe the deputy speaker in this country with that kind of ignorance.
Hello, 913. Hello.
Good afternoon, guys.
All right, go ahead.
I'm Phil, Mr. Phil.
Go ahead.
Most time when I see the type of leaders we have, I will be like deep inside. Like I think thoroughly. I don't just understand what is happening in this country. If you watch that video, because I watched it severally, he don't even want to even listen. He don't even want to even if it's a second, like he don't even want the person raising the motion to even say anything. And now he came out again to tell Nigerians that the statement he was quoted out of context or what?
No, it was doctored. The information was doctored.
That's too bad. We should learn how to take certain responsibilities. The fact that a person leaves his country, most times people who even leave the country, it's not like they are out there permanently. Some men out there goes out of this country because of causes or stuff. So because I'm out of my country, my motherland, if anything happens to my people, I don't have a say. But when it comes to donation, you call me to donate. It's not done anywhere now.
Great to hear from you, sir. Via Facebook, Kinsler Gida goes down. I listened to that clip over and over. In conclusion, I can tell you without any contradiction that the problem of most of our leaders is incompetence and not quoted out of context as they usually claim. They are incompetent and know nothing about the jobs they are in charge of. Via Twitter, at IX0280 tweet, his ignorance is not shocking. While we always raise issues with the executive, this disgraceful incident shows that our problems are deeper than the people we elect into executive positions. Our legislature is dominated by ignorant persons. We should all be guided. The doctored part is the way majority of us understood the disgraceful scenario. Just like the saying goes, he was responsible for what he said, but not for what we understood. Hello. Welcome.
Hello, Dayo.
All right, go on.
Dayo, this is appalling for a member of the House of Representatives to be saying this. So, before your petition is received on the floor of the House of Reps, the person must be registered with the CNC. That is what he's trying to say. It's so unfortunate that we have this type of leaders. But I'm not shocked because they were sharing a sword, sharing a bar, and they were dancing. This is the result. When you send people who don't have who have rights, people who don't know anything, when you send them to make decision, to take decision advice on me, this is the result we are getting. No wonder the country is in this type of mess. So the worst we are yet to see
hope not. I sincerely hope not. Hello, 91.3.
Yeah, Dayo, good afternoon.
You're welcome. Go on.
Yeah, this is Honorable Prince. I'm telling you, I'm picked up by listening to some of our leaders, the way they reason. Does it mean now for Aisha Buhari, today he speaks from outside country, but does Aisha Buhari don't have anything to say? Why are they behaving like this? These are our lawmakers. By you so-called lawmakers, and it means as this. That is why at times they even regard us here, regard me as one of the citizens. So but for them to allow me to look for my own country or where I would belong, they won't. How can they tell me that the people in the so they have been bringing money, contributing money for this country, paying their own salary. Our speaker now have the map, they go to tell people outside country that are bringing money here, paying their own tax, that they don't have anything to contribute. It's quite unfortunate that we have this type of people as our leader.
Right here from me, sir. Via WhatsApp now. The Deputy Speaker thought he was presiding over a family meeting in his village. That's how we address members of the family who don't return home regularly. I suggest he retire home and take care of his extended family and perform excellently over there. Dio, be guided. The leadership of the country has literally rejected its citizens. So alarming. Which way, Dio? I thought these people have some sorts or set of laws which they operate from. In other words, constitution. Where did this one quote his own from? Well, Dio, that speaker goofed. He simply goofed, period. Do you see the reason we need a good qualification before getting to some public offices? Marley AMS from Transamadi Center. Marley, I find this interesting, really, because I read an op-ed written by Dr. Ruben Abati on this same subject matter earlier today, and he said that he checked and found that this honorableness, the Deputy Speaker, is a graduate of a polytechnic, and reportedly also went to the Kennedy School of Leadership at Harvard and got some kind of a certificate from there as well. So, man, he appears qualified on paper. You know what I'm saying? Our leaders continue to amaze us every now and then with their inconsistencies. They talk before they think. When will this ugly trend end? It will end when we stop collecting wrapper and dancing at campaign grounds. When we realize that eating bole and fish and taking keke is not a sign of a good leader. Everybody can eat bole and fish. Anybody can, really. So that's a wrap for now. We got business news coming up at 4 p.m. I'll return afterwards. Conversation does continue. And what we're looking at after that, let's see. Unemployment, Imo, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, still Nigeria's worst cases. Is the Rivers State government doing enough to create jobs in the state? What's the impact of this high level of unemployment as well? When I return, please stay with us.